then he rides away on his horse laughing, having a hee hee ha ha.
I just cut your fucking head off.
Laughter. What y'all know about Camelot? Like, on a serious note, I honestly don't know much about Camelot, but I know a little bit about that kind of mythology over there. If you didn't put 2 and 6 together, it's okay. I definitely didn't. The stories of Arthur and Merlin and Camelot and Sir Gawain and Lancelot and Guinevere and all them other hoes, that's literally like English mythology. When I pieced that together, I literally was like, oh, okay. And with that being my brain discovery of the week, we are entering a new genre. I'm going to apologize in advance. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. It's been kind of scratchy and kind of weird these last couple days. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I already know that everyone did not have a phase of them just going through Amazon Prime and watching whatever shows popped up, i.e. Merlin. So I'm not gonna sit here and assume that y'all even know who the fuck Gawain is. So we're gonna get into who that man was. So I'm saying his name Gawain, right? Like G-W-A-I. G-W-A-I-N-E, correct? That was how his name was spelled. That is how his name was pronounced in the show Merlin. So that's how I know how to pronounce it. But it is spelled differently in like stories and stuff. Over there, it's spelled G-A-W-A-I-N-E. So it's like Gawain, Galinda. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's different, but it's the same person, but it's different. But it's the same person. So Gawain, probably behind Lancelot, is one of the most well-known knights of the Round Table, and he's actually not just some random ass nigga like Merlin made him out to be. He's literally King Arthur's nephew. Like, Arthur knows this man. So Arthur actually did have a sister. Wasn't Morgana, but it was Margaux. And so Margaux was married to King Lot of Orkney, and they had a son, and it was Gawain. So it was Gawain just coming in being like, I want to be a knight, and Arthur was like, sure, nephew, come on. Now that we know who he is, we can continue on with the story. So we are talking about Gawain's adventures with the Green Knight, okay? Now you may sit here and be like, girl, a Green Knight, is he fighting a Wiggle? No, he's not fighting a Wiggle. He's literally fighting just a big ass knight, all in green, like head to toe, root to tip, just green. So literally one day it's fucking Christmas, right? King Arthur is throwing an entire Christmas bash. Everyone is here, all the knights are here, all the lords and the ladies and the princesses and all that shit. Everyone is here, everyone's having a great time, right? And everyone is out enjoying and eating all this amazing food. Can you imagine having a cake made in medieval times? Oh my god. It may not be as sweet as they are now, but I feel like the texture alone would just... But this food is all out, but King Arthur is like,
I'm not gonna eat until I see something that blows my socks off.
what's wrong with you? And just as he's like, I guess, just thinking this, or he said this to somebody, I don't know, the doors to, I guess, the dining hall like blast open. Everyone's like, what the fuck is that? This rapture starting? And literally, like I said, medieval Hulk rides in. But not only is he green, like his whole setup is like green, glowing green skin, green armor, and the goddamn horse is green. What company was out here dyeing horses? What's going on in Camelot? And then he walks in as well, not even just, looking like a giant ass green light. He's holding a holly branch and a big ass axe. Now, I would have a lot of questions if I was in here, I'm off my 5th mug of mead and I see a giant neon green sign in front of me talking about I got a branch. I think it was time to go home. So the Green Knight is here doing all this in the middle of Arthur's mess hall, and Arthur is just like,
what is your problem? You're tracking all this mud on my fucking floor. Are you serious?
And the Green Knight literally puts everything down and it's like, anybody in here can hit me any way they want to hit me, however they want to hit me, wherever they want to hit me with this axe. But in exactly 365 days, I will come back and give them the exact same blow they give me. Now, if I were in this situation, because it's not even like he said you have to do it or you have to do it, he just said if anybody wants to do it, come and fucking do it. And so if I were decided to go and do that, which I would never do, because why would I do that? I think I would just take the axe and tap his arm or something like that. Like, I'm not drawing no blood. What is the point of doing that? Like, you just wake up and just start glowing and radiation poisoning? I'm gonna go to King Arthur's court. Oof. Work on that, boo. Work on that. So with Arthur being Arthur, he steps up obviously and is like, I'm the king of Camelot, so obviously I'll be the one to do you any kind of role that you want. But Gawain steps up, no, my liege, I will be the one to do this. And Arthur is like, okay, whatever. Bye. And I don't know if he just like wanted to do his big one, or he didn't listen to what the knight said about how whatever you do is going to be reciprocated, because Gawain takes this axe and decapitates this man. What are we gonna do in a year, bro? Then, if this wasn't bad enough, you know, this whole speculation, whatever the hell scene, turns into sinners. This man picks up his own head and is like, meet me at the Green Chapel.
Why are you still speaking to me?
And then he rides away on his horse, laughing, having a hee hee ha ha. I just cut your fucking head off. Laughter. So for some reason, Gawain didn't want to wait to have this whole journey to the Green Chapel when the months were warm. Like, I know that England, you know, their temperatures don't be getting that high, but they have better months than the winter months. But for some reason, Gawain decided to set out on his journey to the Green Chapel in the winter months with what I can only assume is like a pair of panties. Because everywhere that I read about this part, he's always cold, he's always shivering. And I'm just like, why are you going on a journey on a horse in winter? So while he's on this journey throughout this wintered month of Mountain Hill Shire, he comes across a giant castle and he knocks on the door, and who lives there? A new character that we do not know. His name is Lord Bertilac. Now, Lord Bertilac is just like, why the entire fuck are you out here? And Gawain's just like, well, you know, I cut off this guy's head last year, and he picked it up and said, okay, I'll see you in a year. We meet at the Green Chapel. Okay, that was like 6 months ago. Now I'm like on my way. And so Lord Bertilac is like, okay, I totally get it. And so he allows him to stay in his castle before his appointment at the Green Chapel. Which is nice, you know, Airbnb free of charge, I suppose. Now, okay, I would consider myself somebody that is very open-minded when it comes to learning about different things, especially when it comes to mythologies, because a lot of it, when you really think about it, did this shit really go down? Probably fucking not. So it's gonna be fictional, it's gonna be a little wild, it's gonna be a little crazy, you know what I mean? It's okay, it's expected. But this bit right here, I had to reread a couple times, because I was like, why are we doing this? So Bertilac invites him into his home. Now, he's not a single man, he does have a wife, right? And he suggests that they play a game. Each day, Bertilac will go out of the castle, wherever the fuck they live, and hunt. I'm gonna assume for like food or something like that. And Gawain will just be at the house resting, right? At the end of each day, they'll exchange with each other what they've won. Whole fucking time, bro. Bertilac's wife, who's always at the crib while Gawain's at the crib, starts seducing Gawain. Bro. On the first day, she gives him 1 kiss. On the second day, she gives him 2 kisses. On the third day, she gives him 3 kisses and a green sash to protect him from harm. It's magical. This is where I say it gets kind of weird, and this is where I say, what's going on? We kind of lost the plot here.
Every single day that Bertilac's wife gives Gawain kisses, Gawain gives those kisses to Lord Bertilac.
Right? Why? Whatever. He gives him these kisses each day, I guess, to be like, oh, my wife gave these to me to give to you. Right. But he does not tell Lord Bertilac of the green sash that his wife gave him. So we are keeping some secrets here. So finally, Gawain gets to the Green Chapel and he's just like, all right, oh, it's been a good run. The Green Knight suddenly appears just as he reaches his chapel, and he has the axe in his hand ready to prepare this final blow to kill this nigga, okay? The first swing, Gawain is like, which is like, okay, if I'm standing like this, just straight up, and there's someone in front of me with the axe, are you ready? No? What? So yes, I am flinching too. The second swing, the knight stops like just before it gets him to like test his like, how scared he is type shit. He's just playing with him for like no reason. And the third swing, he gets just close enough to Gawain's neck that it nicks him a little bit, like a little bit of blood just comes out, just like a tiny that big. And then when Gawain is like, "Ho, is you cool?" Like, and the fucking Green Knight, guys, does the whole spots off and is Lord Bertilac. But it wasn't even like Lord Bertilac woke up one day and was just like, "I'm gonna be a Green Knight." No, portrayed in Merlin, Miss Morgana. Yeah, but here she's called Morgan Le Fay. She's Arthur's half sister, but she is still a witch who really don't like Arthur for real, and I honestly don't understand why. She set this whole scenario up. Him having to go find the Green Chapel, meeting up with Lord Bertilac, the wife trying to seduce him and giving him the green sash, and then having to give him the kisses that his wife gave him, and she wanted to test the virtue of Camelot's knights. Now, what does that mean, test the virtue of the knights in this scenario? She wanted to see if a knight was given some kind of advantage, would he admit that he had it? And he did not. He did not admit that he had that green sash. I think his virtue was corrupted. But who am I? Who am I? On his way back to Camelot, he still has his sash on, but now he feels extremely stupid and he's very much humiliated. And when he goes back to Camelot, he wears it as a badge of humiliation and shame to showcase that what he did was wrong. He knows what he did was wrong and he's very embarrassed about it. But people of Camelot realize this and they feel that him understanding and acknowledging this and wanting to be ridiculed and wanting to be checked is something that's way better than actually doing that to him. So they take his embarrassment and they flip it and turn it into a badge of honor instead. What do we learn here? If somebody strolls into your crib looking like they just got a fucking Chernobyl, glowing from head to toe, talking about some deal a blow on me, I'll do it to you again in a year.
Call the police.
Or the Avengers. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Call somebody. Don't deal any blows. You ain't got time for all that. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this first deep dive into Arthurian mythology. I'm finna get into it. I'm starting to read like mythology from all of the countries over there. Some of them are pretty juicy, I won't even lie. So yeah. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Myths with Kitty and Cat Carter with 2 R's. Mwah. Bye guys.